Thought you got LASIK.
Yeah.
Stop it! God.
Crackle.
No, that stupid thing where you go up in the left-hand corner on Linux Mint and it
That's
like
what
does
the Mac does.
I know, it's like Mac-tastic.
Mac-tastic.
Linux Mint is Mac-tastic, and Ubuntu is... I don't know, what is Ubuntu?
Unified.
Yeah. Okay, there's all kinds of things to talk about today.
Yes there is.
This will be 2 episodes in one. Or double long.
I don't know, there's 2 of us.
The Oatmeal versus Funny Junk that's been all over the internet. Funny Junk, apparently... I'm going to go ahead and say it. Funny Junk does not belong on the internet.
I agree.
So if you've been living in a cave, here's what's happened. The Oatmeal has, everyone knows what the Oatmeal is. They've got tons of different comics. And funnyjunk.com takes comics from all over the web. Funny pictures, meme pictures, whatever. Puts them all in there, fills advertisements all over the page. I can't speak today. Fills the page with advertisements and makes money off of it. And they removed all the copyright information and all the links back to theoatmeal.com.
Or actually, I think they do that with most of the stuff they put on there. So they'll get all these funny images and funny anything, and they just stick them all in one place and then say, hey, look, it's what we did.
Right, and they don't give any credit. And they put their own copyright on everything.
Yeah, they do. They put their own little copyright at the bottom of the page.
Right, so the guy from the Oatmeal, Matthew Inman, he made a comic making fun of funnyjunk.com.
And I would do.
It was really funny. He was like, hey, guys, look at me. I've got all this content. I just put it here and remove the copyright, and I'll make tons of money. Great idea. And he made a comic saying this, right? So the lawyer from Funny Junk, this is a year later, sent a message to Matthew from the Oatmeal and said, you know what, dude? Your comic, it's pissed us all off, and it's bad for us, and it's damaging our company. So we're going to sue you unless you give us $20,000. They're trying to extort $20,000. So, of course, Matthew said, you know what? Screw you. And instead of giving you the $20,000, I'm going to draw this picture of your mother trying to seduce a Kodiak bear, which is hilarious.
It is good. You go to the Oatmeal and check it out.
And then he said, I'm going to raise $20,000, and I'm going to give it to the Wildlife Foundation and what else? American Cancer Society.
Yeah.
So the National Wildlife Foundation, he's raising money for that. So that's what everyone already knows.
$174,770 has been raised, and there are 9 days left.
Right. And he's not going to give a penny of that. He's going to take a picture of a pile of money and that picture of the woman and the Kodiak bear, and he's going to send that.
Come here and love me.
That's a very accurate depiction. I've seen his mother. the funnyjunk.com's mother looks just like that.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you with the internet, dude. You don't do that.
It's like messing with everybody and their friends and their friends and their friends.
He's like, I didn't expect this kind of a reaction from all kinds of righteous, angry kids on the internet. Oh,
well,
I guess you've never been on the internet then before.
Maybe you've never been to 4chan? What?
Yeah.
I mean, your stuff gets hosted there now.
I mean, the people who harass me should read this stuff.
It's crazy.
It'd be very good for you guys to take a close look at this. I'm not editing this out either. I don't care what any of you guys say.
Yeah, no. Leave it there.
So the latest on this is that the lawyer from funnyjunk.com, he saw the thing on Indiegogo where they're raising $174,000, and he ran to Indiegogo and said, this is a violation. This is a violation. You have to take this down. He wants them, $174,000 is going to go to charity. And he's somehow personally injured by this. Well, of course he's personally injured by this.
Of course he is, because he wants $174,000.
Yeah, he wants him to take it down. Thankfully, today Indiegogo said, screw you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're going to take this money that people have donated to cancer and wildlife funding, and we're going to,
Funny Junk Lawyer, whatever your name is, if I find your name, I will publish it on my website. People have been contacting you already. It's, you should probably retire.
Yeah. Besmirching his name.
The douchebaggery, the meter is
in the red.
What do you
got?
got?
It's going to blow. More douchebaggery. That's what I got. Mega Upload wants their data. And
users.
The users. Well, the users want their data back. Specifically, this guy Goodwin. He wants his videos that he took of a bunch of sporting events.
He's speaking for a lot of people. I mean, he's one guy who vocalized, "Hey, I've got a lot of sporting events on here, but I really want my videos back." So he contacted the Department of Justice. And I'll let you take it.
Yeah, they're basically saying we don't actually have everything. We've just kind of copied a bunch of stuff, and we're holding it, but we don't really have access. We're not going to give you access to our copy. Go and ask the hosting company. Get it from them.
So they're essentially asking Goodman to, if he wants his stuff back, he can have it if he pays for it.
The hosting company is declaring that it's costing them like $9,000 a day to run this.
So if if Goodwin pays the $9,000 a day to satisfy the debt with the hosting company, was it Carpathia?
Yeah, Carpathia Hosting, yeah.
So if he pays that, he can have his data back.
Yeah,
right?
And then somehow he's got to go digging through the 28 petabytes of data that is on the 1,100 servers that are being...
I'm sure they'll be able to identify him by his username or something like that. There must be a folder on there. But
the Mega uploads, all their assets are frozen, so they're not paying anything. And Carpathia's like, hey, what about our money? And they're getting hurt by all this. And it's really just a standard procedure where if you...
How can they stay in business losing $9,000 a day? They must be a monster company.
It's a hosting company, so it's...
Right.
I mean, if it's like a big data center, they've probably got an entire floor, but this...
You want to break this down, Wendell?
Possibly their insurance company's paying for the hosting, but, I mean, $9,000 a day for 28... petabytes, that seems reasonable because
right. Someone on the internet said that that's ridiculous. There's no way $9,000 a day, but 28 petabytes. You did the math, right?
Yeah, so like assume you put it on a bunch of crappy 3 terabyte hard drives that are like $150 each. It's going to be like
Western Digital Blue drives.
Yeah, it's going to be like $1.5 million because 28 petabytes is like almost 10,000 drives. It's like 9,300, but take into account redundancy and all that kind of stuff, like 10,000 hard drives. And, at $9,000 a day, the break-even point's about 6 months. So you'd either have to pay 6 months of hosting $9,000 a day up front, and then your cost is zero, or pay the $9,000 a day. So $9,000 a day in a data center, online storage, it seems reasonable.
Yeah, I mean,
seems cheap, actually.
Yeah, you're still looking
when
at...
you put it that way.
Yeah, and that's just the hard drive pricing.
Yeah.
But we're looking at 1,100 servers, which is probably... I mean, it's anything from a bunch of servers or it's a big SAN array. And if it's a big SAN array, we're looking at like
tons of hardware.
Tons of hardware and the electricity,
if they have it turned on, they may have it turned off. Who knows?
We don't know. No, that doesn't make any specification.
What would be really interesting is like it's totally, in my opinion, like the Department of Justice saying, okay, get it from Carpathia, that's fine. Is they don't expect that to happen at all.
Right. Because Matthew Goodwin is not going to be able to pull. I mean. Right now, it's like $1.5 million for like 6 months. It's been like sitting there. That's probably how much it's going to cost. I mean, I'm just throwing a number up there because full year he said it was $3.24 million. About that was what the cost to store it. Where's he going to get that kind of money to get his football videos back?
If there are any Powerball winners in the audience and you want to create a really hilarious situation to watch, you should step up and pay for this because it would be really interesting. I bet the DOJ shits a brick if somebody does that.
I'd do it. Somebody give me their winning lottery ticket. I will do this.
Yeah. That would be like chaos because, of course, they'd be like, no. What we meant when we said that you could have it back was we meant that you couldn't have it back because we didn't think that you had enough. Oh, I said too much. That's what would happen.
Yeah.
It would be like 9 guys in suits when they got the phone call. It'd be like one of those phone calls, a red phone on the desk while they're in a meeting. And then as soon as he puts the phone out, it'll be like 9 guys running around the room, flailing, and papers flying around, and like, that's what would happen. That's the offices of the Department of Justice would be just like that. I would love to see that.
Yes,
it would be a really hilarious situation.
A judge has joined the fight against the Department of Justice, and this is not like some like little judge. This is it's a former judge. He's a former New York federal prosecutor appointed by Jimmy Carter.
Wow.
So where's this guy's name? David Sofaer, Sofaer.
Oh, where is that?
Right there.
Sophia. I don't know.
David Sofaer.
Oh, Sophia. I'm going to get shot for that.
Okay, yeah, he's Japanese. He looks very Japanese right there.
No, yeah.
David Sofaer. Anyway, so
far.
He was doing a paper. He was giving a presentation on cybersecurity, and then he found out about the mega uploads fiasco. Then he found out about the users 66.6 million users who have been denied their data. And then he was like, the Constitution of the United States, what? So he went over to the Electronic Frontier Foundation and said, guys, I'm going to help you guys. So now we've got a former federal prosecutor, federal judge, who's on the other team. What does that say for the case? What does that say for their case?
I think there's some legal precedent from earlier in the 20th century where large companies that were doing something illegal didn't really get shut down, but like the Department of Justice installed agents at various levels of the company to observe and report, and that seems like that would have been appropriate here. I mean, if it was really that bad that we have to shut down the whole company and all this user fallout, maybe the right thing to do would have been to, I don't know, get a hold of them and or go to Carpathia and be like, by the way, we're going to be continually monitoring your stuff at Carpathia, so be on your best behavior. Rather than just, I mean, it's like, oh, this warehouse contains counterfeit goods, let's burn it to the ground.
Carpathia's in Virginia. So where was the data actually being stored then?
Virginia.
So the data's being stored in Virginia. FBI walks in, makes a copy of all this stuff, off these drives. I mean, that's a lot. How do you make a copy of all that data? We're talking 28 petabytes of data stored on this stuff. So what exactly did they copy?
They didn't copy everything.
No,
they copied whatever they wanted, and then you know what they told the Carpathia. They said, you know what, we've got what we need. You guys can delete the rest. And that was another thing that made the ex-judge go, what? No. But the FBI actually said, yeah, you guys can do whatever you want with the rest of it. Delete it, whatever.
Hello, Enron. I'm sorry, we got all of our... we didn't do anything wrong. Okay.
All right, what else you got there?
Copyright. That's all back in
more copyright stuff.
More
yeah, we're still legal.
Crap. Legal copyright crap. Let's. This is absolutely ridiculous. There's copyright morons are now trying
the holders, right? Like
the holders. Yeah, the morons. The people who hold on to this stuff. They're actually trying to stop your ability from selling stuff that you bought at, say, like Walmart. Walmart, because they're saying
anywhere.
No, I just say Walmart because we know everything there is from other places in the world. First sale doctrine gives us the right to sell property that we own, so we can go and buy stuff. And you're like, hey, you know what? I got this really awesome mouse, and you want to buy it for me because I'm going to get a Death Adder, something. You know,
wait, that's from China or Taiwan.
If it's made in China, so no, I can't do that.
You can't sell it.
No.
So what they're saying is that if you buy something that's made in another country, you're no longer allowed to sell it unless you contact
the manufacturer.
The manufacturer.
Got to go talk to them and say, hey, can I sell this thing I bought? Which is why I'm saying Walmart. Because we all know 90% of the stuff in Walmart is made in China or Taiwan or somewhere else. So yeah, you cannot go to Walmart and buy
This is never going to hold up in court.
No, this is ridiculous.
It's nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense.
But you see, there are already games that come with codes. Like you buy a new Xbox game,
right?
And you get an Xbox game, but it's got a code.
One-time activation.
Yes, one-time activation. So if you sell that game, you're not going to get whatever the online component was. That is a very, very shy step away from having the game have to activate online, even though it's a console game.
Well, that's the way it works in Steam. I mean, you can't give someone else a game from Steam. It's like you buy it once, and that's... I feel like that's doing a good thing for the publishers because it's forcing more people to pay money for their game instead of one guy buying it and then 8 people playing it through hand-me-downs and through...
I mean, like the way all these wonderful retailers
like
do.
GameStop and stuff. But this is saying that if anything is made overseas, you'll have to contact the manufacturer before you're allowed to sell it. And that includes stuff like Apple iPods and jeans. Like if you buy a pair of jeans that are made in China, that would be inclusive in this nonsense. You would have to... Like, I want to put these jeans in a thrift store. No, you can go to jail for that.
Let's go to the next step. The story. Craigslist. Craigslist is all about me selling something to you. eBay. Big thing on eBay. Selling stuff from me to you. eBay suddenly becomes... it completely undermines Craigslist and eBay, so they can't even operate. It's going to like destroy their own business. What? I'm sorry, you can't sell this anymore. It's ridiculous.
Why are you looking at Snooki's nude picture?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
Sorry.
Geek role models are so much cooler.
Sorry about that. Whoopsie. One more thing before we move on to our hardware and software section. You guys may want to check out what was the name of that case? I can't even remember. Wendell, the money for politician thing.
Oh, the Lawrence Lessig thing.
Yes, Lawrence Lessig.
Yeah. So there's just as a really brief segue. Google the Lawrence Lessig thing, money and politics. I mean, this is not about this show's not about politics, but politicians and lobbyists are interfering with the internet and technology because they don't understand it. We must rise up against them and crush them. And Lawrence Lessig is leading the charge. So go see.
Google him.
Yes.
Put his name on the screen. Do you have time?
It's Rant 30.
It is Rant 30.
It is Rant 30.
Indeed.
Excellent. Yeah. Have you seen this new MacBook?
Indeed, with the Retina display that's like 2800 by something.
It's an amazing screen. So what you really
need... What is it, 2800 by 18...
It's 1440 by 900 doubled.
This is awesome.
Yeah, this was a laptop that it was like, I'm going to have to buy that when it comes out. But good Lord, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive and it's completely...
Have you heard this?
Unmodifiable, like you can't add...
And unrepairable. Unrepairable, is that a word?
Unrepairable, yeah, I know.
It's the least repairable laptop in history.
Yeah, everything is like glued into place. I'm surprised they didn't just
let's go down the list.
Things. Let's go down the list.
Let's go down the list. Here is what Apple has done to keep you from upgrading or repairing your Mac. They want you to buy into the philosophy that whenever something breaks, you throw it away and get a new Mac. That's what they want. That's going to create tons of waste. It's just ridiculous. So go ahead.
We've got as just like the iPhone and the MacBook Air, it's got a proprietary screws, so you can't actually open it up.
So you can't. Regular screwdriver does not work.
You have to go and find somebody at the Genius Bar in the Apple Store, and you have to buy. Oh, we can't buy it off of him because it was made in another country.
How come every time I go to the Genius Bar, I end up giving them an education?
God, I don't know how many times I've actually done that. Anyway, so the next thing they've got, just like the MacBook Air, they've got the RAM that's soldered onto the logic board, so you can't actually swap it out. You buy it at that RAM.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to repeat that. The RAM is soldered on the motherboard?
Yes.
So if you buy the 8 gig model and you want to go to 16 later, you're screwed?
You have to buy a new MacBook. You can always you're not screwed. You can always spend twice as much money and get a new MacBook.
Go and buy a new MacBook, man. It's going to be great.
No problem.
Just throw the old one away. Actually, no, don't throw the old one away. Rip the screen off and graft it into your own custom build computer.
But you can't rip the screen off. Well, you can.
I will rip the screen off.
Go ahead.
I'm
what
just
else
going to break it off the back.
I'll do the next one. Proprietary SSD, of course. Proprietary SSD. And here's what's even worse. If you want to put your own custom SSD in there, you can't because there's a custom daughter board that goes along with it.
It's similar but not identical to the one in the Air. It's on a separate daughter card. This is ridiculous. It's like we've made it so proprietary that it... What? SSD? Oh, yeah, no. Sorry, I'm getting...
Apple, if you're going to do this, at least make it an industry standard so other people can use it. I mean...
Whoa, no, that's talking nonsense. You're thinking for yourself again.
What do you...
None of that.
This
is
like,
Apple we're talking about. How dare you?
The SSD
How dare you?
Looks kind of modular. It looks almost like one of those little mini PCI Express things. I mean... If you've invented something that's new and cool, that's fine, but share it with the industry.
No, our stuff.
Somebody, we have to make sure that he doesn't get taken by the black vans with the big Apple logo on the side because they're listening to this.
The lithium polymer battery is glued instead of screwed. It's glued into the case, and here's what's even funnier. The ribbon cable for the trackpad, that's right on the battery. So if you try to pull out the battery, the glue's going to stick to the ribbon cable and rip it apart. So you're going to destroy things. You cannot take the battery out. That's it. Do not remove the battery.
Isn't this a lithium polymer battery?
Yes, lithium polymer battery.
Isn't those the same batteries that if they somehow randomly get themselves shorted out, they explode?
Yeah, that would be the one.
Ah, okay. Just making sure. So yeah, buy MacBook Pros, they will explode. I mean...
that's hearsay. We can't say that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, aluminum shrapnel.
Dude, maybe that's what these things are for. What, they're like Apple grenades.
Wait a second, the government is trying to kill everybody who's using apples?
Buy an Apple, buy an Apple product.
I'm more concerned about just cleaning the dust out of the fans.
Hey, you're thinking
buy
again.
Buy a new one if you want to clean it. Jesus.
Yeah.
What kind of thing is that?
No. I think it's that you only use the Apple MacBook in an Apple certified clean room with the HEPA 99.8% filtration. If one speck of dust gets in there, it's all over.
Void your warranty?
Well, if we had a clean room, we'd be doing lots of other things than messing with a MacBook.
I just said void your warranty, but in all reality, a warranty would be useless on this.
Yeah, really.
What are they going to do?
And the last thing is
get a new one.
The last thing is the LCD, right? There's no glass protecting it, and the entire assembly is completely fused. So if you want to replace it, you have to you rip the entire top of the thing off and replace that. It's extraordinarily expensive. You have to replace the entire assembly. So
they did weld the whole thing shut.
Yeah.
Cool.
If any of you guys out there have to get one, be sure and get an insurance policy to go along with it because that's really, the whole no questions asked replacement thing because, honestly, this is crazy.
Then give it to me, and I will give you a reason to replace it.
You could always just get one of the new Vizios instead.
Oh, we could do
with
that.
Windows 8.
It makes me really sad.
No bloatware. Have you seen that? You saw the new Vizios, right?
Yeah.
They're Ivy Bridge. They're looking pretty good. They're going to be running a version of Windows with no bloatware.
That is the most amazing thing I've ever heard
watching
in the
an
history of pre-built machine.
Vizio, they were nobody a few years ago, and they entered the TV market. And when they entered the TV market, they were like, who the hell are you guys? They showed up, and one thing I like, I guess the guy was a CEO that was interviewed by The Verge or whatever, but he said they were like, what were you thinking, when you entered a massive market like this? It's an old market. It's got established brands. What were you thinking as the new guy? And he goes, some of the old markets are the easiest to enter because everyone is asleep.
Yeah, because they're just doing their own thing. It's just the process.
And so now they're bursting onto the PC scene. They've got some pretty cool things going on here. I'm a little worried about the Ivy Bridge overheating in these very thin laptops and very thin computers. They look a lot like Macs. They're very clean.
Those Macs have always had some kind of an overheating problem.
I like their philosophy, though. They don't want the goofy stickers everywhere. They're not doing any of that nonsense.
No, these things look amazing. I really do, and I want one. Send us one.
Yeah, Vizio.
Yeah,
or else,
and get us a TV.
Or else not have one.
In lieu of the MacBook Air, I'll probably be getting the new ZenBook that has 1920 by 1080.
Unless Apple sues them because of their new patent that disallows any wedge-shaped laptops.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
Apple won't share anything.
One more thing, and then we'll do a second.
Microsoft's building their own Windows 8 tablets.
Yes, indeed, they are.
You know, we've been saying this for a while. What happens if Microsoft was the one that was building the computer? Then they could say, hey, you only put our Windows stuff on it.
What, just like Apple? Well,
Yeah.
they're not going to cut out their third-party vendors.
I'm just glad they're only doing this with tablets. To be honest.
I think there's a far more hilarious explanation, which is no one wanted to build the Windows 8 tablet.
That's probably true. I wonder how much bloatware this will have on it.
The Windows version? I don't think it'll have any.
Yeah,
It's not like you're going to be able to get a custom ROM for it. It's kind of like the the iPad.
Yeah.
You get the iPad, you can jailbreak it, but it's the iPad. You get your Android phone or your Android device, and you can get a custom ROM put on it. But
I saw
who
the
would want to
article.
build a custom ROM for Windows 8?
I saw the article and I was looking for like reactions from like the OEM partners and the system builder partners from Microsoft, and there really aren't any. So I'm going to interpret that as just crickets from the OEMs or shrugs, which I think is an indicator that Microsoft was like, you know what, we'll just do it ourselves because no one wanted to.
I mean, there's some companies that are coming. I mean, Asus has one coming out with Windows 8, and some of them running x86. This Windows version is going. The Microsoft version is going to be running ARM. So
That doesn't seem doomed to failure at all.
coming up on the second half of the show, we got Reddit here in the studio with us. All of them.
All of them?
All 6 million users are going to be here.
Excellent.
Now, we're going to tell you guys who owns Reddit and where it comes from, and then we're going to tell you what they're doing about... they're actually banning domains right now, which is kind of weird, so we're going to talk about that for a minute.
Got some Facebook crap that we're going to yap about.
Yeah,
God.
Facebook. Yeah, privacy
Kill me.
stuff. Really big telescopes, PC games.
PC games. We're also, Linus was winning an award. A lot of big snazzy award, technology award.
So watch the next one. It's probably worse than this one. I hate you.